right, we're going to do, let's see, April-May garden update here for you. So the guys are pretty much done. They came back and laid some lime and pulled up some of the straw mats. And you might remember we had a huge hole there, basically where they had cut the electrical. And then it was open for like a month, all of March. And then they came and they fixed it, covered the hole back up. And then we were actually gone that day at a day trip, came home, and the barn lights weren't working. So unfortunately, I had to call them back and say, something's not working. They had to dig up the hole again, and they realized that when they put the dirt on, the heaviness of the dirt basically caused the connection to get loose. So they fixed it, put the dirt back on, and then they covered it with the straw and grass seed. And so you might remember we had like dirt everywhere that still had to be covered. Everything's pretty much covered. Unfortunately, the grass isn't really growing as well in some areas. So we're dealing with that. You can see kind of the backyard, not great. We have some other areas, as you can see, that the grass just isn't really coming in. But anyways, they'll come back and they'll put more grass seed if they have to. I think they have another application of lime. So our soil samples were sent into Virginia Tech, and then they basically give a recommendation for how to fix your soil. I don't know. But in the meantime, we have been planting so many plants, and so I'm going to water the plants and give you a plant update all at the same time. So let's go ahead and get our water going first. So luckily the property has water because they had a barn here, they had horses. Maybe we'll go check in on our plants up here. So you can see here the soil, or the grass really isn't growing too well. All right, so here I've got the silky dogwoods. These should fill in nicely. These are from the Virginia Department of Forestry, and I love ordering plants from them. They sell in bulks of 5, so you have to buy 5. But I got 5 dogwoods. I got 5 low-grow sumacs over here, and then 5 of the black locust trees. So I'm pretty excited about that. This is going to be a living hedge because the property behind me we do not own. And then over here I have black chokeberry. So we have 5 black chokeberry plants here. And as you can see, our house is there. And so when we're looking out, that's basically what you'll see. You'll see a nice hedge of the black chokeberry. You'll see our living hedge. And then over here along the forest line, and then our little gravel street is on the other side, we have 3 serviceberry trees, which will be beautiful as well. I'm really excited about those. Those are also from the Virginia Department of Forestry. And my dogwood is coming in really nice. Very happy with that. We also have a couple native plants that have gone in that like understory. So we have the Solomon's Plume, and then we also have golden seal, which will come in here. So I'm excited about those. That's kind of that edge habitat that I'm working on. Okay, next garden is Mom's Memorial Garden. So we have her bench here and then some of her favorite plants. I really love planting native plants. So this, I guess, would be the one garden that isn't really focused on native plants. It'll be kind of a mix. We've got a beautiful lilac bush that will fill in this back corner. Here we've got zinnias and cosmos, and they're coming in real nice, and they'll kind of fill in like this area behind the bench. This is Shasta daisies, and so that'll be a nice clump right there. Here we have petunias, So this should get a nice cascading overflow of purple petunias. And then this is a peony bush. It's like the Sarah Bernhardt, I don't know my peonies. It's from Spring Hill Nursery, and that's coming in really nice. So pretty excited about that one. We'll move on to the rain garden. All right, the one downside about them rushing to get this part of the lawn done is they have left all of these things that my hose constantly gets stuck on. Oh, these things are the vein of my existence. They have left all of these. So they left these things. Oh my God. These were holding down the straw mats. Oh, and then I can't even tell you how many of these things we've cut out of the ground. Oh my God. So I have a beautiful property. I should not be irritated, really. But in the front yard, they raked everything really nice, removing all the debris. Like they had tons of piles of rocks and those roots and things. But when the project was delayed and no work was being done, we were like, hey, you guys gonna finish? And then they kind of quickly came out, and whatever, it is what it is. So minor frustrations. Okay, so the rain garden is one I'm pretty excited about. So originally they had the gutter tubes basically running down the hill that was going towards the leach field. So I have built, let's see, 3 rain gardens at our old property, and I just saw how well native plants flourish in these rain gardens. And so I said, you know what, just allow me to have the gutter tubes. I'll plant some rain-loving plants, water-loving plants, and we will let them soak up the rainwater, and we'll see how it does. It is still taking on a lot of water. I think what I would like to do is add a rain barrel on this side gutter, because our water does overflow a little bit. And I had 2 rain barrels in Alexandria, and they're just really nice to have. And really the only thing you have to worry about is just the mosquito control. So you want to make sure you have a net over it, but that you also treat it with some mosquito dunks, just because you don't want a breeding ground. Anyways, let's talk about the rain garden. So I have a coneflower up in this upper part. It's not really a rain garden plant typically, but it's not also, it's above where the drain spigots are. I have rose mallow. I actually have 3 rose mallow plants, and these should get pretty big and kind of fill in this side area and kind of cover this, I don't know, unfinished siding. And then this is golden Alexanders. This is Joe Pyeweed. I also have kind of where these popsicle sticks are. A couple different plants. I've got cardinal flower and great blue lobelia. And I think these are all from Tennessee Nursery. They're all doing fantastic. I have fleabane, which was from my Alexandria property. I have spiderwort, which was also from the Alexandria property. I just siphoned off. I've got blue flag iris, which I had some from Alexandria from the old property, and then I did order some more from the Tennessee Nursery just because I definitely needed to soak up this water. We also have a milkweed, a swamp milkweed plant in here. Oh, and then this one I just got from a native plant store. It is marsh marigold, and it's already happy. As you can see, we have a little bloom. I'm actually so excited. So at my old property, I always had blooms by now for sure. So it's been a little hard to not have anything blooming. This guy, my spiderwort, has been my my only bloom here. So I'll be excited when these plants are established and I actually get some more color. All right, next we're going to check out how the actual garden is doing. All right, so one thing that I have realized with the compost is, these garden beds. So there's clay, there's compost, there's leaves, and it's not the greatest soil. I do have stuff growing from compost. I have a lot of plants that have come in. I do have a few things that I have planted that are here and coming in. The plants are doing okay. I think it's going to take me a growing season to really get the soil where I want it to be, but I mean, that's expected. The bottom is filled with just pure brick clay, which isn't good. So in this bed, we have some volunteer plants from compost. We've got potatoes, some form of, I don't know, squash or zucchini, got tomato plants. I try to move the tomato plants and they always get really mad at me when I move them. So traditionally I just kind of let things grow where they want to grow, even if it's not a companion plant. So here we have tomatoes, and this is the only one I purchased actually at a farmer's market, and you can see it is not thrilled being here. I'm not sure if it's the soil. I have another one that I bought from the farmer's market of cherry tomatoes that's on our upper deck up there, and it's doing great. So they're both getting sun. I would say maybe the patio one does get some afternoon shade, whereas this guy is just kind of getting the full beaten sun all day. So it could be a combination of sun or the soil, and I should say, combination of the sun and soil, but I don't know. I actually just ordered a tomato pot with a trellis on Lowe's, and that is coming. I think I might move it, even though they don't like to be moved. So I did get the pot in from Lowe's and I did move it, and you can see here's the difference. We've got the Vigo self-watering pot with the tomato plant, and mind you, I got both of these tomato plants from a farmer's market and they were exactly the same size. And then we have this one from Lowe's that was a fraction of the cost, but you can see it's not doing as well. And you can see we do have some fruit here, but this one is out producing. So I would say if you're in a pinch, that will certainly work on a small patio, but I do recommend the Vigo self-watering pot. So we've got lots and lots of volunteer squash. I do have my potatoes in my grow bags. I think they're squash, probably butternut squash, maybe acorn squash. We'll see. What I'm going to do is maybe run a piece of string through here and up here to form a trellis, because these guys are definitely going to spill over. So they need a trellis. I was really trying to keep my viney plants to these inner ones with the trellis, but that might not work so well with compost, because compost does what it wants to do. On this side, I actually planted some corn. So these tall stalks are corn. I've actually never done corn in a raised bed, but I had some seeds and I was just thinking, well, let's plant whatever, and between compost and seeds, we'll see what grows and what can condition the soil here. I guess that's the one thing I love about gardening is you can play and have some trial and error and learn what works, what doesn't work. So over here, I've got some broccoli plants that a neighbor came over and brought. I've actually never grown broccoli, so I'm pretty excited to check it out. This bed, I've got some volunteer potato plants, volunteer squash plants. I've got the couple broccoli plants because my neighbor gave me lots. And, oh, well, we have chives. It's so funny. Compost is hilarious. So we've got chives, some tomato plants, chaotic gardening at its finest. I might try a more organized method since I do have 8 beds, but it's always kind of fun to see what comes up with compost. Let's go to the lower part of the yard and I can show you how our native plants are doing down there.